after the end of the previous season, the new transfer window has kicked off, and we're already seeing a lot of movement in the transfer market. Players moving from one club to the other. We've seen record deals, and we've seen a lot. So tonight we are discussing that, and with me with my co-host, Mr. Shola. Join us as we discuss the transfer market today, Mr. Shola.
Okay, so should we start with the Saudi takeover? We should probably leave it to the end.
Let's because there is a lot of gist in that one. So let's keep that. Let's save the best for last.
Okay, so we know that Arsenal has signed Havertz from Chelsea.
Definitely, yeah, £65 million.
And do you think he can actually fit in that role for Arsenal? Because you know that they had a process they built from last season till now.
Definitely, that is something that I'm actually excited to see, because people are speculating that Havertz is going to come and play the Xhaka role, but I don't think Havertz has that physicality and the stamina to play as a box-to-box. But of course, that role will fit him because he will be able to manage spaces. He's very good in spaces, taking spaces up. But I think he's going to just give Arsenal an alternative way of playing, either as a first 9 or as a first 8. But I'm excited to see how Arteta intends to use him. It's actually an interesting signing.
Lingard been released by Nottingham Forest. Mason Mount to Manchester United.
Well, Lingard is actually a shame because we saw him at Manchester United, especially when he was at West Ham under David Moyes. He was a wonderful creative player. But since then, he has not been able to recreate that form he had. And it's quite a pity that he was let go for Nottingham Forest, because in the last season, he really didn't play much for them. Then also, Mason Mount going to Manchester United. Actually, Erik ten Hag has been an admirer of Mason Mount for so long, especially from the days when he was on loan in the Eredivisie. He was one of the highest goal scorers. He won the Player of the Year for his Eredivisie team. And actually, Mount intended Erik ten Hag to loan him. He actually wanted to buy him, but Chelsea refused to sell. So he wanted to loan him, and then that was when Lampard came in and they made Mason Mount a starter for his team. So that was where the deal. So the moment he got the opportunity, I was not surprised that Erik ten Hag has gone for him again. And another £60 million deal,
yeah,
of course, and with a high wage structure, also it's a good signing for Manchester United.
Gündoğan to Barcelona.
As an Arsenal fan, I'm actually a bit jealous that he went to Barca, but it's understandable. All right, so he went to Barca, and I think it's going to make Barca a lot stronger this year, because he's going to play for another protege of
Sergio Busquets.
Sergio Busquets has retired, so they need someone who understands the game like that. And I don't see him playing the Sergio Busquets role, but also he's going to play more like Iniesta for Barca, and I see him doing that definitely very well.
Okay, so speaking about Iniesta, he retired recently from Japanese league.
Yeah,
he has done personally well.
He's been there for almost 4 years now. Yeah. 4 years, and the send-off was so beautiful and so emotional. And also another person who retired recently was Ibra himself.
The almighty Zlatan.
It's Zlatan, and it was so emotional that even Zlatan was crying. You don't get to see that every day. You don't get to see that every day. And then of course, just a couple of days ago, Francis Fabregas, the past master, also announced his retirement
from football.
But he's also taking up a coaching role for Como, the team he last played for. So we all wish all these wonderful people the best in their future endeavors.
Okay, straight to the Saudi takeover.
The Saudi are here to stay.
They came like a sandstorm.
I'm telling you, yeah, like a sandstorm from the desert, and they are not going anywhere very soon. And it's actually a good move for me, because Saudi, they are not just signing these players to develop their league. They are doing it for a long-term project, because they are also looking to host the World Cup. So they need these players not just to build up their own league, and also to build up their national team for the World Cup.
If you can remember vividly, they won their first World Cup match against Argentina.
And what they went to do it.
And Argentina ended up being the World Cup winner.
They being the World Cup winner. But it was one of the glorious moments of Saudi Arabian football, especially for a team who has met so many upsets in the World Cup, losing 8-0 on the opening day to Germany in Korea, Japan 2002. 8-0. So many losses, but against world power Argentina, against Messi, they pulled off the impossible. Coming back from the end to score 2 second-half goals and take a win against Argentina. No, bravo for that team.
Okay, so most of their signings are actually come from Chelsea, the likes of Mendy,
yes, Koulibaly, unfortunately, Ziyech, medical, but they are still looking to push the deal through, and they've made a lot of offers for many players. And Brozovic left Inter Milan. He's gone to Saudi Arabia.
Karim Benzema left.
N'Golo Kante, they've all gone to Saudi Arabia. So Saudi Arabia league next season is something to watch out for. It's getting very, very interesting. It's something to really look out for. But for me, I think people are complaining about the link between the Chelsea owners and the Saudi Arabians and everything. And not to also forget that there's also a Saudi consortium who is looking forward to buying a deal in Manchester United. You know, so it's whether you argue for or not against it, whether it's good for football or not, but they are here to stay. But for me, I think it's the good thing about it is that it's a way to improve the quality of their league, which has been on the increase, but also to prove their national team and also gain publicity to host the World Cup. And I'm actually interested in seeing a World Cup in Saudi Arabia. If anything that happened in this last World Cup by Qatar is anything to go by, then you can expect a wonderful spectacle when they host it.
If Declan Rice moved to Arsenal, they pushed by Man City, the instigating and all. The prize money that wasn't supposed to be paid. Yeah, was eventually being paid by Arsenal.
You know, the thing with the market is that Arsenal had a clear plan. They went with a certain amount.
Budget.
Of course, and one thing I've noticed about Arsenal is that even though they start with a low amount, they always have a ceiling where they can get to. And once they get to that ceiling, they will never go beyond it. Which point the case was when the Modric saga, when they saw that they were taking it, they didn't go for it, and they decisively pulled out. So I think the 100 was actually within the budget that they have actually paid for. So it's a British record transfer. They are still waiting for the paperwork to come through. They basically agreed in the deal in principle. All that is just delaying now is the structure of the payments. You know, I want to pay in 3 installments. No, I want you to pay in 2 installments. No, but those are just minor things that can be easily trashed out. So hopefully this week we will have a confirmation on that deal.
Okay, so Cesar Azpilicueta to Atletico Madrid.
I think that is one thing I respect Chelsea for. They had an agreement, a gentlemanly agreement, that they would let him, whenever he's ready to leave, being their captain and one of their longest serving players, they would allow him leave on a free transfer. Even though I think he still had about a year left on his contract, but they allowed him leave on a free transfer. So he had an agreement with Atletico. He's going back to Atletico Madrid, and Chelsea have given him the full honor due as a captain. So big ups to them.
Okay, so we have a whole lot of transfers still going around, but we'll stay tuned. We'll keep you updated as the time goes on. From PatriotTV, your more information and entertainment, Mr. Wale.
Thank you for joining us. Also, let us know about players you would like to see your team sign in the transfer market. So let us also know in the comment section, and we'll get back to you on them.
All right, thank you guys. Have a great time.
Yeah, take care. Bye. See you very soon.